Imagine reaching the World Cup final, not once, not twice, but 3 separate times. Imagine producing some of the greatest footballers the sport has ever seen. Imagine creating a style of football so revolutionary that even today's biggest teams still use its ideas. Now imagine never winning the World Cup, not once. No trophy, no golden moment, no star above the badge. Nothing. How can a team be good enough to change football forever, yet never become world champions? This is the story of football's greatest unanswered question. The story of the Netherlands, the greatest team that never won the World Cup. When people think of football superpowers, they usually think of Brazil, Germany, Argentina, France, or Italy. Massive nations, generations of success, World Cup trophies, football royalty. The Netherlands doesn't fit that picture. It's a relatively small country, a country with fewer people than many major cities around the world. Yet somehow, for more than half a century, it has consistently produced some of football's greatest players and some of football's greatest ideas. Because what made Dutch football special wasn't just talent. Lots of countries produce talented players. The Dutch produced something different. They produced a new way of thinking, a new way of understanding football itself. During the late 1960s and early 1970s, those ideas evolved into something revolutionary, something that would completely change football forever. A system known as total football. At the time, football was simple. Defenders defended, midfielders controlled midfield, strikers attacked. Everyone stayed in their assigned position. The Dutch looked at those rules and decided to break them. In total football, every player could attack, every player could defend, every player could move anywhere on the pitch. The entire team moved together like a single organism, fluid, intelligent, unpredictable, beautiful. And at the center of it all stood one man, Johan Cruyff. Cruyff wasn't simply a great footballer. He was a football genius, a player who seemed to understand the game several seconds before everyone else. While defenders reacted to what was happening, Cruyff already knew what would happen next. His vision was extraordinary. His movement was revolutionary. And his understanding of space changed football forever. By the time the 1974 World Cup arrived, many people believed the Netherlands were not only the best team in the world, but one of the greatest teams football had ever seen. Now, all they needed was the trophy. The 1974 World Cup was held in West Germany, and from the very beginning, the Netherlands stole the spotlight. Every match felt like a demonstration of football perfection. Their passing was precise. Their movement was relentless. Their confidence was overwhelming. Opponents looked lost. Fans around the world fell in love. Eventually, the Netherlands reached the World Cup final. Standing between them and history was West Germany. The match began, and almost immediately, football history seemed ready to be written. The Dutch passed the ball around effortlessly. Germany couldn't get near it. Then Johan Cruyff surged forward. A foul, penalty, goal, 1-0. Germany still hadn't touched the ball. Think about that. A World Cup final. And one team was so dominant that they scored before the opposition even touched possession. Everything pointed toward a Dutch victory. Everything. But football doesn't care about destiny. Germany fought back. They equalized. Then they scored again. Suddenly, the Netherlands were losing. The beautiful football remained. The chances kept coming, but the goals never arrived. When the final whistle blew, Germany were champions. The Netherlands were heartbroken. The greatest team in the world had lost. Most teams would never recover from a defeat like that. The Dutch did. 4 years later, they returned. Another World Cup, another opportunity, another final. This time, Argentina stood in their way. For Dutch fans, this felt like destiny. A second chance. A chance to erase the pain of 1974 forever. A chance to finally become world champions. But football can be cruel. The match remained tense.
A nation
the pressure
holds its
continued
breath
to
as
build.
England pushes for the winner.
The entire country watched,
Hope
waiting,
was turning to
hoping,
belief.
believing.
But in an instant,
Then came
it was
another
gone.
heartbreak. Argentina
The
won.
dream
The
was
Netherlands lost again. 2 World Cup finals, 2 defeats, no trophy. The greatest football revolution in history still had nothing to show for it. Years passed. Generations changed. But one thing never changed. The Netherlands kept producing legends. Ruud Gullit, Marco van Basten, Dennis Bergkamp, Clarence Seedorf, Edgar Davids, Patrick Kluivert, Arjen Robben, Robin van Persie, Wesley Sneijder, Virgil van Dijk. For a country of its size, the amount of talent was almost unbelievable. And yet, the World Cup remained out of reach. Again and again, the story ended the same way. Close, painfully close, but never champions. As the years passed, a strange question began to emerge. Had the Netherlands become cursed? How could a nation produce so many legends and still fail to win football's biggest prize? Nobody knew, but in 2010, another opportunity arrived, and this one felt different. The 2010 World Cup in South Africa produced another Dutch golden generation. Sneijder was playing the best football of his career. Robben was one of the most dangerous attackers in the world. Van Persie could score from anywhere, and once again, the Netherlands reached the World Cup final, their third final, this time against Spain, 90 minutes away from ending decades of heartbreak. The match was tense, physical, nervous. Every mistake felt enormous. Then came the moment Dutch fans still think about today. Arjen Robben broke through the Spanish defense. Suddenly, it was just him and the goalkeeper. One chance, one shot, one moment that could change history forever. Millions of Dutch fans held their breath. This was it, the moment they had waited decades for. Robben struck the ball. The goalkeeper saved it. The chance was gone. And in football, sometimes history changes because of a single moment. Extra time arrived. Spain scored. The final whistle blew. The Netherlands had lost another World Cup final. 3 finals, 3 defeats. Still no trophy. Most teams are remembered because they won. The Netherlands are remembered because they changed football. Without Dutch ideas, modern football would look completely different. The pressing systems used by elite clubs, the positional play seen at Barcelona, the tactical concepts used by many modern coaches, all of them carried Dutch fingerprints. The Netherlands didn't just play football, they redefined it, which makes their story one of the strangest in sports history. A nation that influenced everyone. A nation that produced countless legends. A nation that reached 3 World Cup finals, yet somehow never lifted the trophy. Maybe one day that story will finally change. Maybe a future Dutch generation will succeed, where Cruyff, Van Basten, Bergkamp, and Robben fell short. Maybe they will finally place a star above the badge. But until that day comes, the Netherlands remain football's greatest tragedy. A team admired by the world. A team feared by opponents. A team that changed football forever. And perhaps the greatest team that never won the World Cup. Do you agree? Or do you think another nation deserves that title? Let me know in the comments. And subscribe for more football stories.